driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Now listen to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
We need to relearn what it is to be these bosses and how we conduct ourselves as business-minded individuals and just people in general. Yeah. I let my gut and if
you are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Back, good people. I'm sitting here with my brother Robert Dulin. I told you he'd be here.
What's up, y'all?
Man, I'm so happy you're here, man. I'm happy that our lives cross paths again.
Amen.
And you know, I think about you. I thought about you. I thought about Brother Fred, and I remember the times where we would get together and we would go in the mall.
That's right.
Have
That's
open
right.
Bible studies,
right in the mall, y'all. Yeah.
That was exciting stuff, man. So welcome, man.
What's up, man? Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I really do. It was good running into you, man. Cause I had thought about you a couple times. I'm Brother Darrell. I'm like, man. Yeah. I said that because you know there's good people in your spiritual discerning the fruit that they bear. Yeah. It has nothing to do with whether they're out or what they're into or whatever. You just know their spirit, and God said you know them by their fruit. Yes, so with you, I just felt like you was a good brother. And from the first day I met you, and I met you in the barbershop down there at Harlem Blues.
Yes,
I met him at Harlem Blues,
Yeah, man. I appreciate it, man. So look, man, we gonna get right into this, man. So as you know, the burning question is, when does I do become I don't?
It was because they didn't.
Okay.
They didn't from the beginning. Like most people, I'm gonna talk about Christian folks. Our problem, or some of us, that has a problem with actually being faithful to God more so than ourselves. Okay. And if you're saying you're marrying someone and it's supposed to be unconditional or function under the agape, then everything, the good, bad, and ugly, come with it. Yeah. And what people want, they got, and I can kind of blame TV and some ministers of wrong teaching, because sometimes wrong teaching will always produce wrong believing, and wrong believing will always produce wrong actions and decision making. So because of that, them fairy tale movies and everything gonna be good and you ain't gotta have no conflict if you in a relationship, this is the biggest lie the church has ever told. Yes, so I think because you don't start off with a heart of coming in to be a servant, meaning minister to your mate, that's why your marriage don't last. I can honestly say that's why mine didn't. Yeah, I can honestly say that. And expectations from your opening. Exactly what Pastor, what's the brother's name?
Pastor King.
Pastor King, God bless you, man. We don't want to accord with that, man. It's definitely the truth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Expectations. And I remember talking to a good buddy of mine, real good brother. He could not understand why I didn't have expectations.
Me neither. I don't have them.
No expectations, no standards, Because the truth of the matter is, people would never meet him. It's a setup for disaster.
It's a setup for disaster.
Yeah.
Because what it does, and when I said it to a friend of mine, he practically lost his cool. Like he was, man, you gotta expect something, because if this is what people think, if you don't have an expectation, then it means it gives an open door for you to be taken advantage of, and it doesn't. Having your expectation on God to do it, and I can admit I wasn't one of them at the beginning. It took me being divorced to get the revelation on that, but to put my expectation on God to move the heart of the individual that I'm with, put my expectation on God that he's a rewarder of those that diligently seek his way. So all I had to do was do what he said, and even if she didn't, I still get my reward. And it doesn't mean, this is what a lot of people misunderstand, if I do something for somebody, I expect that come from there. I expect my blessings to come from that individual. That's not true. Sometimes you can do good by your wife and get blessed somewhere else. And it may not be the affection and love you may want to get from your wife for you doing special things, but blessings are still blessings. And that's what we fail to realize. Like, I had to take my mind off of people and put my expectation on God and let God be God. And I just didn't and I can admit at some times, and we both didn't. We didn't allow God to be God when it came to our marriage. We just didn't. We just put this, I need this from you. And if you don't get it, I'm disappointed. Because this is, and usually expectation is usually what the person have in their head. They don't always come out and tell you what they want. They don't. They sit back and look at you and watch you fail at not making them happy. Wow. If you're not doing this for me, then I'm not happy. And then I'm thinking to myself, then why do I need the responsibility to put on quote unquote clown face to make you happy? Yeah, that's big. When your joy comes from the Lord, it's not me. That's big. And I had to learn that. Man, I had 2 heart attacks behind this. Wow. 2. And I'll tell anybody, because my expectation of wanting her to listen, I'm looking at her and she ain't listening to me, and I'm angry, but I'm holding it in and had a heart attack behind this. Wow, that's big. EKG, echocardiogram, stress test. Find out I had plaque on the left ventricle of my heart. I didn't know that was going to happen, and that's a part of not trusting God, because if I did, all I had to do was tell God, and if she was connected, then God would have told her. Yeah. But I felt the need, my pride came in the way. I'm looking at her and I'm mad, and I want to be able to express myself because I want her to listen, but I didn't expect that God would listen and answer my prayers. Yeah, that's big, man. So I lost that. Well, I still won because I'm not in the ground, but your ego. Yeah. We both had egos. Like, it was ridiculous. We were both trying to compete and I need you to do this for me. And if you ain't doing that, I'm not doing it. Like, people won't do nothing for each other. They won't just love people because it's just the right thing to do. I'll love you if you love me first. Yeah. And how does that work? Like, tell me how that worked. Yeah. And I just learned. It took me to go through some stuff, but I got the revelation, and I pray that I can use my gift to help other people, because our expectation on people is not of God. God never said put an expectation on man. He said put it on him. So let me ask you this. Nobody has called in yet, so I'm going to speak on behalf of the viewer. Right. Ephesians 5 says that a husband is to love his wife as Christ loved the church. So my question to you is, how do you respond to the people who say that's the expectation? If you are not loving her like Christ loved the church, I'm done. How do you respond to that? Well, God said also, man, you've been known by the first, well, the love that you had one for another. So we can go all day with that. The expectation of love that God imparts in us is our responsibility to choose to use it or not. It's on us. So it's not just on her, and it's just not on me. Yeah. Like, love is not, I love you when you do everything right. That's what everybody think love is today. That's that. Hey man, I love you. If I can get you to do this for me, man, I love that dude. You know why? Because he opened doors for me. I love that girl because she hugs me and kisses me. Or I love him because he buys me flowers or whatever. And that's not. You love what he does, but you don't love him.
Let me put you on pause right there. That's a good point. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is the Conflict Resolution Show. Yeah, that's good stuff.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd
on.
you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the old school Bruja radio show.
Give her a second to answer that. Oh, can I have one more question for the cards. I'm going to think.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, good people. I am your host, Coach White, sitting here with Brother Robert Dulin, and we're going to get right back into this conversation. So, and I'm sure that what I mentioned is not unfamiliar, because it's easy to look at the wife's expectations or the written word as it pertains to the wife in the scriptures. And it's easy for the wife to look at the written word that pertains to the husband in the scriptures and say like, see,
do this.
You're not doing this. You know, but that response is not godly.
It's not.
Right?
It's not.
Because we find ourselves in that predicament acting no different than the world. Even though we're Christians by title.
So to speak, yeah.
Because then it becomes, you're not doing, and I'm
finger
not doing.
point.
Instead of figuring out, how can we work together? How can we set these emotions aside and work together? Because we are a team. And most importantly, we are brothers and sisters in Christ.
Right.
How can we work together? And what bothers me is that we can get so caught up in, I consider happiness or the phrase,
what happiness looks like or something like that.
It's like the golden calf now, right? It's that idol now.
We don't, I don't know, man. It's like we don't want to allow God to take that and make good. We don't want that. We just want the good part, you know.
Yeah.
He don't want to. We just don't want him to mold and shape anything. Understanding that takes a process. We don't understand process. We don't understand patience. We don't understand that we are a work in progress. Like, I'm a work in progress. She could have showed mercy towards me.
Yeah.
And vice versa. I could have showed more mercy towards her. We just didn't. We didn't understand that God would take bad and make good.
Yeah.
We ain't understand that. We just wanted the good part. Everybody fishing. Everybody in this day and time, it's all about getting the good. It's even to the point that we have became judges and literally cutting out people that don't celebrate us, ain't doing it the way we doing it. And you have preachers preaching this now. And it's not godly. Because if then you look at it like that, then you have to look at Judas. And he knew what Judas was doing. Like, he literally told him, hey, I know somebody looking at Judas like, I know that's you. And Judas know that he's talking about him.
Yeah.
But Judas didn't understand the love that he had for him. And when you got a love for somebody, like he's your enemy, but you still love him, you can kiss him on the face and call him friend.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of people ain't willing to kiss their enemy on the face and call them friend.
Yeah.
How about this one? He said, God said, I prepare a table before my enemies. The table is to prepare, is to invite them to come and taste and see if the Lord is good. Hey, look at the cook. It's not about me getting my blessing. It's about me inviting you so you can taste what I taste. Yes. But we haven't got to that place where we looking at our enemies and loving them that much to invite them to sit with us and eat.
Come on, Doc.
We don't. Yeah. We got this thing like, oh, you my enemy, so God prepared this table before my enemies, man, and it's like we teasing them, and that's not it. God said to love your enemies. So how many people out there really love their enemies? Like, you know, if you love somebody, all you got to do is go through something with them, or have them to come against you, or have an adversity come against you. You'll see how much you love somebody. That'll show you if you really have the spirit of Christ. Like, and I understand that now.
Okay.
Took me a minute, but that's the whole thing. That's so wonderful about God's grace and mercy.
Yeah.
Like, it's everlasting. He don't stop and give up on us when we miss the mark. And I can admit I missed it.
Yeah.
But it's not my job to inform her. You missed it too. Because she has the Holy Ghost. And sometimes we can be the worst Holy Spirit. Man, just kind of saying, you wrong, you wrong. You need to get this. You need to get a clue. And it wasn't my job. Sometimes as a husband, I should have been praying that God reveal certain stuff to her if she was really seeking them out.
Yeah.
And if God was really in her life, God would have told her. He would have told her. That's what I should have had my expectation in. She being his sheep and recognizing his voice. That's what my expectation, because that's what the Bible say. That's why my expectations on him, not man. I can't do it.
That's real. In the beginning of the segment, when we were talking about the specific question, when does I do become I don't? You responded and said,
because it didn't. It just didn't.
From the beginning?
From the beginning.
So
it really had no.
So are you saying?
I believe a lot of people get married for the wrong reasons, man. Like, okay, we all enjoy intimacy and we all enjoy sex. Oh, I get that part. That's the fleshly part. That's not really fleshly because, sex is really of God. Please don't misunderstand me. Church folks have messed that up. Like, they make sex a sin. That's a whole nother show, and my brother probably gonna pick up on it. But I think we get so caught up in making men provision. Like, we'll say man should provide. Now, understanding provision is bigger than money. The love of money is the root of all evil. So if you're focusing and pushing him towards money, for him to provide that and give you that, then are you walking in an evil place? Like, is your heart rooted in evil? Because that's the only thing you recognize a man for, is to provide money.
Yeah.
My provision could be like, don't take that money right there and buy that hoopty because it's going to break down in 3 months and it's going to come. Provision can come in information. It can come in a word like, hey, baby, a certain company you keeping right now ain't good because it might come between our marriage. It's like provision is bigger than just money.
Yeah.
And the church has made it like they almost make women almost prejudge men in a way, or judge men in a way. Like, if you ain't bringing home no money, then you're not a good husband. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because that's provision. Is it? Is that what God said, that provision was only wrapped up in the money? I know we got to pay our bills. I get that. I know a man should work.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But I think we have taken things way so far, and then we cause so much division. God said he'll let no man put asunder, and then you got a man in the pulpit basically down praying any man that don't have a decent job. It don't mean he can't provide. He may not have a decent job or enough money.
Yeah.
So if he's not having enough money, that don't mean he's not providing. It just means he's not making enough money. That's it. It's nothing.
Yeah.
His provision is bigger than that.
Yeah.
Is he providing you with information that protects you from hurt, harm, and danger? Is he being a protector? His provision is way bigger than that. And I think the church has really did a bad number on the church. Some pastors really had. And no disrespect to anybody that's watching. I'm just being honest. It's just, with your religion, will bring division.
Yeah.
Wrong information produces wrong believing. It always, you give anybody, I mean, think about racism. Like, These dudes really believe they are respecters of persons, so they're better based on the color. And they ain't letting it go. Like to this day, they doing it. Yeah. So you got to understand, it's the same thing operating in the church. Like bad information going to produce a bad believing that will cause division in anybody's household.
Yeah. And what I don't quite understand is how we as believers miss the fact that the enemy's and his minions' objective is to destroy families, period.
And that's right, division.
Period. Right?
A house divided against itself can't stand.
So at what point are we willing to put emotions aside and say, you know what? It's not God's will for us to be separated.
It's not. It never ever was.
Or divorced.
The responsibility relies on those that, I'm not going to say those. Like, yeah, your pastor can give you information, but do you seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness?
Yeah.
It's like once you leave the church, do you go home and actually say, okay, because this is what I came to Revelation, I came to understand too. Everybody's house ain't ran the same way. God don't give me the same thing he give for your house. So you can't run everybody. And when they speak from the pulpit, they giving information that they think everybody's house or principle should be run by. Nah, man, there was a David. He had a different destiny and went a different route. And Meshach and Abednego, and they had, you know what I'm saying? You can name all the characters in the Bible that all of his paths were different and all their purposes was different. And we don't never consider when people get married that people have different purpose and different paths to take. Yep. And we don't consider that. And I think that's wrong. I think a pastor to get on the pulpit and basically try to minister from what he did and then tell him, well, this worked for my house. I'm supposed to be led by the Spirit. So just because it worked for your house, it may not work for mine.
So hold on, bro. I hear you. You said pastors more than once in this conversation.
Yes.
So
because they're the teachers.
Yeah. So,
and if a person is not making, if a person is not putting in the time because most people will go to church, come home and say, Pastor gave a good word. That's the first thing they say. The minister gave a good word, but if he's giving out wrong, people act like pastors don't walk. I don't care if you got a 30 million member church.
Yeah.
He can still walk in error. He's just like us. He's a person.
Yeah.
Just God, he just decided to answer the call, and hopefully it's not for wrong ulterior motives or to be noticed or identified or recognized. Hopefully it's to actually build the kingdom of God.
Yeah.
Every pastor don't have that heart. I don't know why people think they do.
Yeah. And the truth of the matter is kingdom building starts at home.
Exactly.
So let's say pastor gives the wrong information, right?
It's on me.
Pastor marries a man and a woman, is given wrong information on Sundays. Isn't it the role of the man who has the primary responsibility of kingdom building in his home to give the right information at home?
He can. This is what happens though. And I know it was in my house because the woman I was married to was very intelligent, very smart, very educated, went to 2 biblical colleges. And she got her associates through a regular, I think CCB, and then she went to move on. Very intelligent girl, very talented. And sometimes because of wrong information, it can make her look at me in a certain kind of light. So then she would judge me based on words that were spoken from the pulpit that a man of God said, not understanding that we have our own purpose in this marriage.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand that people's purposes are not the same, you would tend to direct certain things towards women that will make them look at brothers in Christ in a different total light.
Give me an example, bro.
Man, I never forget. I was sitting in the pews, and basically one of the pastors that one of the churches I went to, basically, if your husband ain't going to church or whatever, basically you get rid of him. You only can follow a man that follows Christ. But the Bible is clear too. He said the unsanctified husband is sanctified by the wife, because the two shall become one. So it was a contradiction to me. I'm sitting there going, nah, that ain't right. Because if I'm saved, and even if my wife is not saved,
yeah,
she's sanctified because of me, because we're one. We're one body. So it don't make her less sanctified.
Yeah.
So a lot of them have missed the mark on that because they so busy. It's I don't know what it is. They just want. And if you look at the church, it's mainly filled with women. It's not really dudes, because real men can spiritually discern some bull. Like, sorry, I'm just being honest. We can kind of pick up on, like, he really ain't for men. He just trying to keep all the hens in the hen house, and he want to be the only rooster. And men pick up on that. And a lot of men don't want to go to church where we got to be emotional and falling out and tears rolling. We men. Now, we might shed a tear, but that's not really our, you know, and that's why you'll catch a lot of femininity, you know. And it's no disrespect for dudes that men got that going on, but it's a reality, you know. Emotionalism and a whole 9 yards, you know. Is this?
Well, that's the new emotionalism is the new golden calf, brother. In my opinion, I think it's easy to be led astray by our emotions. When we have conversations and we lead the conversations with words like "I feel," then we're already going in the wrong direction.
That's right.
Right?
Because he said those that are led by the Spirit are the sons and daughters. He said that's those that are listening to the Holy Spirit as the sons and daughters of God. But if you led by your feelings and your emotions, that's your flesh.
Yeah. And emotions and feelings, if we know, it can sway at any time.
And it's always going to breed wrong information. Not nothing. It's like people, we don't understand, even when it comes to our mates, man. They'll watch them do something wrong instead of us being patient and walking with the Lord. We don't realize we fighting not against flesh and blood. My wife should not have been my enemy, period. And I shouldn't have been hers.
Yeah.
But she looked at me like I was an enemy. She actually really said it, and my spirit said, God said to love you. And like I can hear my spirit saying that, but for her, she was looking at me like I really was her enemy. And she really meant that. She was like, you are my enemy. Then I said, well, then when you gonna love me? Like, that's what's in my mind. Like, when you gonna love me? If I'm your enemy, when you gonna love me?
That's big.
And she just didn't. Her thought process was, and I'll never forget it, man, when she told me, she had did it one time where it got ordained and went to the pastor's office, and she was straight like, I want a divorce. I looked at her, you know what I said? Okay. Because I'm going to tell you something, when you love people, you don't even try to hold on to them. You want them to be happy. And if you're telling me that I'm not making you happy, which I feel like that shouldn't be my responsibility, I'm willing to give you what you want. So it wasn't the first time. She came to me again. This was around, I'm grieving the loss of my dad after he got murdered riding a motorcycle. And while I'm grieving, this woman come to me and tell me she wanted out. And I was like, what the freak? Like, in my mind, I couldn't figure it out. Like, why are you so angry? Why are you so bitter? Because one thing about relationships, it will tell you if you're really walking in love or not. And it's really to build your character. It's not to destroy you.
Yeah.
Even if your enemy is your footstool, why do we get rid of the footstool that we trying to elevate? Like, I don't get that. So many people get rid of their footstools. You're supposed to be my enemy, so I'm going to take you and I'm going to get away from you. But I want to elevate. So how do I elevate if I get rid of you?
Wow. Let me pause you right there, good brother. We're going to get into this. Stay tuned. This is the Conflict Resolution Show. We'll be right back. Wow. Get rid of your footstool.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org.
Because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, welcome back. I'm your host, Coach White. This is the Conflict Resolution Show where personal training is redefined and conflicts are resolved. So again, I'm sitting here with my brother, Robert Dulin, man. We're going to get right back into this. We were talking during a break about forgiveness.
We don't understand it.
And how people would rather get rid of a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Feeding into what the world's view of forgiveness.
I mean, I've seen it, man. There's so many videos on Facebook. Man, if this person doing you wrong, the day of letting people doing, like Jesus sat there with them nailing him to a cross and looking at God, forgive them, they know not what they do. Yeah. They think it's all about just him. Well, they nailing the Son of God to the cross and he's gonna save the world. It's more to it than that. He had his humanity side and he had his spiritual side. So it was both sides of that. Like, I'm looking at this dude nailing me to the cross, and I got to forgive him. Now, Christ could have looked at him and said, "You are great," and he would have turned into a grape. Like, literally.
Yeah.
Because he spoke to the fig tree, and what did it do? It jumped in the ocean. Yeah. So a lot of people just don't realize forgiveness is not getting rid of the very thing that aggravates you or get under your skin.
Yeah.
And people are like, to me, even in Christ, are very petty. Like, they don't want to put up with nothing from no. It's funny how you want your God to forgive you for all your sins, but you don't carry the same grace that he's giving you to give to somebody else. And it doesn't make spiritually, don't make sense to me. Yeah. It's like it's like they just getting fed off the word and they not really exercising it. Yeah. And that's what I see spiritually. Like, this is what your thing is about. Exercising just not only physical lifting weights, but also your spiritual walk.
Absolutely.
Like, you're going to have people come your way, but you have to exercise God's authority to forgive them and not get rid of them and treat them as if nothing's happened.
Yeah.
The same way he's done you. And a lot of people don't do it. They don't do it. Everybody into it now. It's a big, I mean, you go on Facebook and everybody talking, and God put that in my spirit. He said, it's not of me. Because you know what it was? I was brushing my teeth, and the Lord said to me, he said, how would love for me to forgive you, but let you get to the gate and say you couldn't come in the kingdom of heaven? You weren't welcome in. I forgive you, but you're not welcome in my heaven at all. This is my space.
Wow.
And I literally saw me at the gate, and he's like, you can't come in. Like, I can see it.
Yeah.
And this is the God we say we believe in, but we treat people, well, I ain't God. You Holy Spirit. What are you talking about? Yeah. I don't get it. Like, you said, you Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to grant the same mercy that's given to you, but you're not giving it based on what? Because it's uncomfortable for you and you don't want to take the responsibility to exercise that faith that you say you believe in? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. That's big.
So you're fooling yourself to believe that you're going because you go to church and I'm in the, shuffleboard ministry and checker ministry and, I'm standing next to the pastor and I'm definitely going to get in because me and him best friends. Like, that's foolishness.
Yeah.
We're doing the favoritism thing, and God is no respecter of persons.
That's right.
So if he forgave you, And he gave you the responsibility to exercise your faith to forgive me.
Yeah.
But the free will, that's the free will thing.
So are you under the understanding that the messages from the pulpit are, and I'm going to use the word destructive?
It can be, depending on the ego of the pastor.
So much so that the woman of God is saying, Pastor said, and therefore.
And if you're not doing this, then you got to go, bro. Or we can't be together, or whatever reason. You're not making me happy. You're not sacrificing your life. And people don't understand love. Love ain't just, sometimes love comes with correction. So there was times I was loving on my wife and she was looking at it like it was criticism, not constructive criticism. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
It wasn't that I was trying to hurt her. It was just like, babe, this is not gonna spiritually, this is not gonna work for us if you handle it like this. Whether it came to money, it was time to stuff that came to money. Like it would, and she felt like because she made it, I ain't had no say. But I was trying to save, like, your bank account would have been a lot fatter if you just listened to me. But because you didn't.
Yeah, I got you.
So you looked at me because I did make more money than you and I wasn't the provider, that I didn't deserve the respect. I didn't deserve the love. It was something that you felt like I had to earn. And that's not great. So then you're not operating in the spirit of Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, that's big.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't get it. Like, in my mind, every time I think about it, like, I might have bought the gasoline can, or she may go, we set it on fire. We did it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? We just did.
I do.
And I was like, but once I got away, and sometimes, man, getting away from the church and getting away from churchy people is sometimes the best thing for you. And I had to get away from these people in order for me to get the revelation I got now. And it didn't mean that I didn't go through a process. Hurt came with this.
Yeah. Well, you said heart attack, bro. You
Yeah.
said too.
Yeah. But then, what Christian man want to lose their family?
Yeah.
You don't think that hurt? Like, I'm believing in Christ because that's supposed to be our anchor and our foundation of building this process that he got, and it's supposed to be revealed for his glory.
Yes.
Like, nobody want to be in the furnace. Everybody want to be out walking with the king.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in the lion's den. Nobody, their marriage don't want to be in the lion's den. And then come out and say, babe, we got testimony now. We don't want to deal with the testimony. We don't want to talk about the story of the test that build our marriage. We don't want to talk about that.
Let me put you on pause right there, good bro. This is a great conversation. I hope you will call in and join us. The number's in the bottom of the screen. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is the Conflict Resolution Show.
Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular. It's getting that person money. It's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, yes. And I was thinking, like,
The Artist Exchange radio show.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
You are now listening to Just a Bit Outside, a sports radio show at BeExposedRadio.com. Come join us every Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, or BeExposedRadio.com.
So we had a lot of things going on.
Mother's Day, Major League Baseball, pink bats, pink outfits.
Yeah. They certainly did the mothers good. They don't show them justice. Like Jimmy said, the pink bats, cleats, all types of pink highlights in the major leagues. The Orioles.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, good people. The final hour of the show. I am your host, Coach White, sitting here with my brother Robert Dulin again, and we were just having a conversation during the break. It just keeps going. Mm-hmm. So let's fill the viewers in. So at this point, we were talking about. Wow, we were talking about so much.
Yeah, we were. I had to go back and watch it.
I had to rewind myself. Yeah,
no doubt.
But okay, so you were talking specifically about your marriage, and as I'm listening to you, I'm saying, at what point? Just going back to the burning question: did I do become I don't for you, and or what you observed in her?
My father died and she didn't show up at the funeral.
Okay.
And I looked at her because I had been to 4 funerals and all of them wasn't related to her. There were people that she admired and adored.
Yeah.
So she didn't have no compassion. And when I looked at her, she was like, I ain't concerned about what you're going through to me. It was like for a minute, but then it just died off. And I was like, this is how I am. I was there supporting her, not because she did everything right. I did it because she was my wife.
Yeah.
But then when it came to me, it was like, nah, I didn't get that at all. In spite of whatever I done.
Yeah.
I felt like you should love me enough to at least stand by me like I stood by you. And I just looked at her and I really, really realized that she really didn't have that agape love for me. She might have had I want you to be okay. Hope everything work out for you.
Yeah.
That type of thing, but not really a genuine love, meaning I could feel your hurt. Because one thing about people forget, when you say you love somebody, you have to be in their shoes. Even when they do something wrong, you got to understand why they did it.
Wow.
So I understood why she did it. I had compassion for her, why she acted the way she acted towards me. But I knew she just didn't want it anymore. She had no concern about me. She showed no compassion. She didn't care about what I was going through. Mm-hmm. And then it was people that was in her circle or speaking in her ear was confirmed, like kind of giving her the head. It was okay for her to be that way.
Yeah.
Nobody loved her enough to say, hey man, that ain't right. You should be there for him. Yeah. Nobody. It's like, so when you get to a place you understand you're walking in love, people can do things wrong, but sometimes it's for a reason. Something happened. That's how I've come to understand that people ain't just doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like the reason why she was probably angry because of some things she went through. So I had the compassion to understand the stuff she went through. She just didn't understand me.
Yeah.
Nor did she take the time to talk to God to even find out what was going on with me. She didn't care.
Yeah.
So it's like when you understand people ain't got that type of love for you, they can almost. It's like for me spiritually, like I don't care if you tell me you don't like me. I don't care if you tell me you don't love me. But you can't invite me to your house to eat dinner and expect me to eat your food because then you might poison me. That's just my human side.
Yeah.
God give me spiritual discernment, like, hey man, put the spoons in your mouth. I get that. But when I'm looking at it from the human side, then my flesh was like, man, I can't trust that woman. I don't know what she would do. She only ain't got no compassion for me, for my father. This was my real dad. Like she didn't know. But I stood behind her with people she admired in the door and watched tears roll down her face. And when she was hurt, I was hurt.
Yeah.
So when I looked at it like that, I said, yeah, it was time for me to go.
So is that the point where you said, I don't?
Man, I had made up in my mind I had to go. I did. I didn't want to. I want everybody to understand. No Christian dude, a real man that believes in Christ, wants to break up his marriage. Nobody does.
Yeah.
I don't believe that because I know I didn't. But she was so adamant about the reason why she wanted out because it was something about me and every time it was a finger being pointed at me. It's you, and the reason why I'm not happy is because of you. And I was like, well, I love you, and if it's me that's making you unhappy, I'm gonna get out your way. So that was a thought process.
So what would you say to a sister that's listening, since nobody called yet, that says, well, I said that I wanted out, but you still let me go?
Nah. You can't take your hands and put on somebody's back and push them out the door and then say you let me go. That's foolishness. Okay. That's the world way of thinking. Okay. A real woman said a man that judges himself should not be, that means man or woman. If you sat down and you judge yourself, you realize you played a part in it. Don't ever, and it wasn't neither one of you false. It's just the devil came in and y'all didn't take the fault come from y'all not taking authority over the spiritual attack that was coming against your family.
Yes.
It's not on one person.
Yeah.
It takes two to do this. Yeah. Like literally, like people don't understand. They put the blame on people because it's easy. That's what at the beginning. What he said. She said, there's a woman you gave me, Lord, and woman looked at it was that darn snake over there. Everybody to this day people blame.
Yeah.
And the part of the problem is we take no responsibility for the spiritual attacks that come against our family. We take no responsibility in our actions and some of it, it's not all our fault. Some of it come from wrong teachings that made us have to believe wrong, that made us take certain actions to do wrong. And then two people sat down and seek the Lord themselves. You can't sit back and just, pastors are human. He may have had a bad day and gave you some wrong information. You don't know that.
Yeah.
Unless the Holy Spirit reveal it to you. And if you just trust him so much, you ain't going to ask the Holy Spirit. Pastor in the right place. Our pastor pulled this in the office and said, yeah, go ahead and get the divorce. God hates divorce. You would think he'd be like, look.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about.
Like the pastor agreed. Like, yeah, y'all been going through this for a long time. Y'all go ahead and do the divorce. Are you serious? Dude, I'm looking at him like, are you serious? I'll never forget me. I was sitting in the house and said, God, you need to place him on my heart because I ain't agree. I wasn't agreeing with it. Yeah. Them two was in agreeing with it. I looked at it. I'm a whole different type of cat anyway. I'm a half full glass dude. I'm not a half empty glass dude. I don't look at stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everything is fixable.
Yeah.
If you in Christ.
Yeah.
All things are possible.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at two Christian believers and one owned the church for years. And this dude telling me, oh, it's not possible. It can't be fixed. Y'all go ahead and get a divorce. Knowing that God hates divorce? Really? Dude, I was sitting there like, are you serious? And that means I felt like he was walking in error at that time. I literally did.
Yeah.
Like, why would you give us some information to confirm her flesh to do something that God could have really built something and we could have had a testimony and went out and ministered to people. We could have did this together. Yeah. Like, literally.
Yeah.
But you gave her the pass on it. Yeah. So then she's looking at you out of respect because she love and respect you. You're absolutely right. We should. Let's go and do this thing here. Get it.
I was going to ask you what her posture was like when he said that.
Oh, she had already discussed it with him.
Okay. So we're just bringing you in to confirm.
Yeah, just to confirm, like, really look at her. She don't want you, dude.
Dang.
And I had to eat that. Like, I literally had to eat and swallow that. And I'm like, man, this is some bull. Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm real. Like, I get around anybody. I'm say what I feel in my heart.
That's tough.
You know what I mean? And she literally told me, like, I think you're going to be okay, but you ain't my husband. And that's what people don't understand. Marriage is a belief.
Yeah.
He said, if the unbeliever want to leave, let them leave for brother and sister, and I called you to peace.
Yeah.
So God ain't disconnecting you because you got a divorce. He just saying if the other one don't believe in the marriage no more, give them the divorce and let them go. They don't believe anymore. So she ain't had no belief in it no more.
Yeah. And let's look at that, because I thought that Paul was talking about a believer, in the case of a believer being married to an unbeliever, not necessarily not believing in the marriage?
Think about it. You can be a Christian and still not have a belief in your marriage no more. Think about it. Okay. I don't believe he's my husband, or I don't believe she's my wife anymore. You can still not have the belief.
Okay.
Not like necessarily an unbeliever, but unbelieving in that marriage. I can have an unbelief about that marriage. I don't believe I'm your husband anymore. Or I can believe I'm not your wife no more.
Okay.
But that's what I tell anybody. Look, I say pray. And if you got to separate, God said only be separated for a time of fasting and praying, because He understands our humanity. You can still be tempted to be with other people and have intimate relationships, because that's what we made, to be intimate and love on people, and that's how we made.
Yeah.
So don't separate and don't play that game. Don't let the devil mess with your marriage. I stand in agreement with those that got whatever is going on in your marriage right now. It can be fixed. All things are possible. But if you don't believe it, that all things are possible, guess what? You'll throw it away. Because I know I ain't believe it at that time.
Yeah.
I believe it now. If I got married now, oh yeah, she would have that same belief. If she ain't got the same belief, we can't get married.
Yeah.
This comes without no option. We get married, we don't get no divorce. So by any means necessary.
So a viewer says, I'm just assuming, a viewer says they bring up the scripture about unevenly or unequally yoked. Does that apply?
I feel like if you can be two people go to church and still be unequally yoked, based on one person may have an understanding about forgiveness and the other person don't. The other person may think forgiveness is getting rid of their mate. You know,
so it's really a lack of education.
It's a lack of knowledge.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah,
you get right teaching. Right teaching produces right believing. Right believing produces right decision making and actions. Yeah. If you want your marriage right, you gotta get taught right by somebody, or seek them out yourself. You don't put your trust in pastor is a man. He human like everybody else. You can love him and admire him, and there's gonna be some things God gonna reveal to him, and it's gonna be the Holy Ghost revealed. There's some things you need to work on your own salvation with fear and trembling. You have to seek ye first the kingdom of God and righteousness. You can't put that responsibility on your pastors. You can't.
Yeah,
you can't.
That's fair.
Because the devil will beat your butt. He'll literally just come in your marriage.
Yeah.
Because she was working out in another city. I was going to say the city, right? Yeah. But she was working in another city.
Okay.
That type of division. Then she come home, we conflicting, go to church, we in church. It was like, even when we was in church, it had got to the point where she would look at me and wouldn't even speak to me. Like literally, not say a word. Wow. Like,
that's tough.
And I used to be like, why are we doing this? Like, this is putting on the air. Like, I don't want to be phony. I've never been good at being phony.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang, that's tough. So it's easy for me to see that she wouldn't speak if, in fact, she viewed you as her enemy.
Exactly.
Didn't make perfect sense.
In her mind, she really believed what the devil told her about me, and I wasn't her enemy. I actually cared about her, and that's why I had more compassion to understand what she went through. It was easy for me to forgive her quicker because I understood I was in her shoes.
Yeah.
So I can understand why she might have reacted or responded to what I may have said, or what she didn't like what I said, or whatever. I had an understanding of that. I had compassion. I felt like she didn't bear the same compassion. And some women act like they don't have to have compassion for men, but we needed to.
Absolutely.
We're not perfect. We're all a work in progress. Everybody. God is no respect as a person. He casts mercy on all of us.
Yeah.
So we have to deal with each other in the same type of way, with a heart of compassion. If you want love to work, you got to have compassion. You got to be in that other person's shoes.
I think we have a caller. So welcome to the Conflict Resolution Show. Who's with us this evening? Hello. If we lost you, please give us a call back. We would love for you to be a part of the conversation. I can understand because really what you believe is proof positive of your faith. So if you have faith that it can work, then everything you do that you believe is going to line up with that.
Line up to exactly what it is.
But if you believe that it's not going to work, then that's proof of what your faith is.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And we destroy it with our faith in what we believe in. So that means if you gather some wrong information from a pastor or a minister or a preacher that walked in error, that didn't mean to bring a spiritual division in your household, but it's still your responsibility for you to seek out God first, because you can't take every man's word, not even mine. Even though I'm saying what I'm saying now, still go. Your spirit knows, because he said, I took the word and put it on your mind and written it in your heart. He said, your sins and iniquities I remember no more. So your spirit will tell you, like, if you really seeking God, and you'll say, God, is it what he's saying is true? Like, we don't do that. We would just listen to the pastor, and take him for face value because he's our pastor.
Yeah, you got.
So we trusting totally in the man, but not trusting in the spirit, because the spirit will tell us if he walking in error, and then you give him a pass because he might have one day of error, or he might have 2 or 3. And he might have been a pastor for 25 years, but you still understand he's still in his he's in still human form. He ain't walking in the spirit every day, all day.
Yeah, that's true. And we supposed to test the spirits anyway, right?
Exactly. We don't sit down and we don't talk to God enough. There's some people, man, they said some stuff, and immediately, like, I ain't never read the text before, my spirit said, no, that don't sound right.
Yeah.
In my spirit, it's like what we say, our gut, it just didn't fit. It was like, nah, I understand you use that text, but why my spirit feel like it ain't cool? Like what they said wasn't true.
Yeah.
Like at one time, remember when we had this big thing, throw your money on the altar thing, and you say prayer? Man, my heart. Like my heart, because in my mind, I'm like, I want everybody to be blessed. I should walk around the church and give everybody money. If I had $5, I'm splitting them in ones and I'm giving everybody, because they was making it like, if you was the only one sowing, you was the only one going to get blessed. And I was like, God has no respect as a person. Like my mind couldn't, I don't comprehend this. Personally, I couldn't. If God is a lover of all men, why would he only just bless me because I gave?
Right.
No, why not everybody? If he say he loves this world, John 3:16 is, for God so loved the world. He loved everybody. He ain't got no.
Yeah, that's right.
He ain't got his picks. We got picks.
Yeah.
So I love you if you put your money in, but if you don't, son, you can't get no blessings from me. No. Get the free. That don't make sense to me.
Right.
Spiritually, it didn't. And I could barely read the Bible. Understanding all them these and those and all, man, I was spitting on myself trying to read the Bible when I first became a Christian, like literally.
Yeah.
So it didn't, even my spirit was like, that don't make sense to me. So God, you're gonna bless me if I give some money, but you telling me this sister can't afford to get no money, she ain't blessed.
Nah.
So I would turn around, reach in my pocket, hey, just go put this in church, because I was ignorant. I was literally not. I was ignorant. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then when God starts saying, man, he's no respect as a person. And anybody operating in this respect as a person or has showed favoritism is sin. It's in the book of James. Look it up.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Let's go back a little bit. Because I still remember the day being at the altar with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At what point did things start to take a turn?
I think it took the turn. It took the turn I think it always did because of the expectation. There was something, I think it was the expectation from the dead beginning. Like it already destroyed it. Because I never forget when I first met the pastor that she took me to, he said, she's happy because of you. And I went, no. Like I immediately did. I was like, I don't want no parts of that. Because I felt like, okay, so then what if I mess up? Then she's not going to be happy.
Right. And you're prone to mess up.
And I'm prone to mess up.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you don't understand what I said. Look, man. And I was adamant about it. But he was definitely trying to impose his point of view. And there was a point of view. That wasn't a spirit-led comment. That's a point of view.
Yeah.
So I took it. I took it because I respected him as an elder or a pastor. And I let it fly. But really, I wasn't cool with that. I didn't want to make her happy. I wanted her to be happy before I came there.
All right. So we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back. This is the Conflict Resolution Show. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
My My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm sad that the show is going to end in 40 minutes because this is a great conversation. Sister Mary, bless you, my sister. Thank you for calling. I'm sorry that you didn't get through. Please give us a call back. I would love for you to be a part of the conversation. I sent you a message a little while ago. Hopefully you'll get it. But give us a call, and anybody else that want to be a part of this conversation, please give us a call. The number's at the bottom of your screen. So you said you think that the expectations was something that
destroyed it
from the very beginning.
From the beginning, because it's I don't know, man. It's sad now because now you got women are actually really vocal in their beliefs, and if a man can't bring nothing to the table as far as money is concerned, they don't want to have no dealings. But then, all right, let's go back. How would it be fair? Because most women today can't cook. And I don't care if you're buying a chicken box or throwing some oodles or noodles, that's not cooking. I know about cooking. My mother cooked. So some women don't cook from scratch or bake a cake from scratch or make fresh buttermilk biscuits with the buttermilk and all that. My mother did that. So I didn't come in expecting her to be my mother or like my mother, you know, to cook and to clean and all that. I thought we was coming in and it was going to be a team playing thing, and we was going to be building each other and supporting each other because she was in school. So I would be at home sometime with the kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, you're going to get your thing. And then I'm going to focus on getting me some stuff. And then we support each other, and I'll celebrate you when you get on it. And it was nothing, none of that. The expectation was on me she had an expectation on me to be a certain kind. And I can't explain all them expectations. She the only one can really explain them. But I know I had to disappoint her in a lot of different things, in a lot of different ways. And I got disappointed because then at first I wasn't having any expectation, but then I thought, well, maybe I need to have some then because you ain't living up to the expectation. You know what I'm saying? It was times she cooked and food wasn't great. And I could have been like, man, you ain't even good wife, you can't cook. You don't clean, you don't do this. I could have been doing all that. I didn't.
Right.
I just, okay, you at work. And I felt like my expectation, God gave me the gift to go ahead and put things in order and clean and cook. So sometimes I would cook because she wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like I beat you home. That's only fair for me to cook because you're not there.
Yeah.
So you don't have to come home and try to put something together.
Yeah.
Or if she needed to be picked up, then I had to pick her up, but I would make sure the food was on. And I just did that because I just thought it was about balance for me. Yeah. It was like, okay, you're not always good at that. I am. So I didn't put the expectation on her.
I think we got a call. Good evening. This is the Conflict Resolution Show. Who we have with us this evening? Hello, are you there, caller? Hello. Okay, sorry we missed the call again. Again, we truly apologize. Try us back, but
Please.
You can always feel free to leave a comment on the page as well, and we'll respond momentarily. So I am, you know, and you and I haven't spoken in a while.
Right.
Unfortunately for me, you know, my marriage ended.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for me that my fault, and I think I said this on previous shows, I can only look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
True.
I can't be too focused on what she did or what she didn't.
You do, exactly.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that it took a turn for me in the name of making sure that I try to leave some kind of legacy for my family.
Right.
I was a workaholic.
Yeah.
Right. So I put a lot of work in. I put work first in a lot of instances and neglected her. I put the kids first in a lot of instances and neglected her because, and it's really no excuse for it. I could have done better.
But you know what? Church promotes that though. Like, yeah, that's what a man's supposed to do. So then we had to find the balance in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah. And balance is important.
Yeah.
And from working in human services for so many years, when I look at the youth and young adults that I mentor in different programs and schools and things of that nature, it drives me to be the greatest dad that I could ever be. Right? So we could go to a break in 30 seconds, but practices, games, I'm all over. I'm all over it. Right? But I neglected her in the process. So I knew that my marriage took a turn at that point. And she made it clear to me that I don't feel like I'm a priority. So, but stay tuned. We'll be right back. Again, this is the Conflict Resolution Show. We'll pick up where we left off when we get back.
But in that same token, that's what I'm talking.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You know, when it comes to your children, especially if you're dating someone that you actually like, you do want it to work. So you're gonna hope and encourage the relationship between your child and that person because you like that person, you know, so you're gonna hope for the best. I mean, sometimes, yeah, it just doesn't work and you can't make it work. You can't force it. It's like a branch. You keep bending it. Eventually it'll snap, and even if you put it back together, it'll never be what it once was. But you definitely pray on it. You hope for the best, you know, because like nobody wants to spend the rest of their life alone just because that a particular relationship didn't work out, but you had this beautiful creature as a result of it, you know. But you don't want to necessarily spend and you're not all of a sudden a bad person. You're not all of a sudden not going to fulfill this other person's needs.
You, madam, are a harlot and a scoundrel.
Because I had one kid while I was still married. Like,
but what if you? I'm just saying. So I take that back.
What if the situation turns around the other way? So you ready for your child to meet? They meet the person, and this person is a giver. So this person's buying your child lots of gifts and wanting to.
I would usually.
Do you let?
You don't like if it's a birthday or some sort of holiday or something like that. Okay, and they want to get them a few things.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, good people. This is Coach White, host of the Conflict Resolution Show. We're going to pick right back up with this conversation that we're having. So we were talking about compassion and the importance of having compassion. And I shared before we went to the break that I lost my wife. And the second reason why I acknowledge my wrong as a husband is because I'm just determined that my kids are not going to be products of the streets. My kids are not going to be caught up and wrapped up in social media. They are busy. They're in school and they are 3 sport athletes. I just keep them busy. But one thing my pops told me, and it shook me to my core. He said, man, you can be a great dad and a horrible husband at the same time. And I said, wow.
But that's the whole object of getting married to somebody is to love those particular imperfections and then show you compassion towards you to help you get through it. Like, I don't know why people want to get married and don't want to work through nothing. Like, you don't want to have those stories to say, baby, remember when we moved in this apartment, we had our mattress on the floor, and now look at it now, we got a king size bed. People don't want the testimonies no more. They just want everything got to be worked out, dude be 6 figured up, he make the proper time for them and all. No, that's something that actually, to be honest, and I'm sorry that it went that way, man. Y'all, everybody could work. I could have worked out mine. I'm just being honest. I wish you could be able to, if she would have just understood and then kind of looked at it and said, oh, I can understand. Like, look at you and say, I understand what he's going through right now. Let me see if I can help him through it.
Understand.
Compassion. Compassion and understanding is almost the same word. To look at someone and just really be in their shoes and understand where they're coming from. But because you don't care to understand where they come from, it's easy for you to let it go. And that's not love. That's not ever love. God never looks at us and our mistakes and our errors and our flaws and our issues and be like, I ain't trying to understand where you feeling, so I ain't fitting to die for y'all. He never had that mentality. He did it because of it. I understand y'all not going to hold up to all these rules. I'm going to need this. And I'm going to give, in the love, man, I'm going to have this only begotten son. Meaning only son I'm going to ever have, and I'm going to give him up for all of y'all out there. Knowing that all of y'all not going to receive it, but it's okay with me. I'm willing to extend mercy and understand y'all are work in progress. I'm going to give you time. And we don't give people time. We set times. We set time. All right, I'm going to give them this much time. oh, that's it, I'm done. You know, we throw in the towel too easily.
Conditions.
And I've seen people go on. My old lady, man, had a job. They was giving her the blues at first. She stuck it out.
Okay.
She stuck it out. She's probably making 6 figures right about now. Smart girl. Yeah. I would never ever take that from one of these smartest young ladies I've ever been with.
Yeah.
But it was just, so you thought your job was worth it, but I wasn't. The brother you lay next to, you couldn't show compassion. You show compassion to prove, because the only reason why you stay because your ego's in the way. And you're like, nah, I'm gonna prove something to these people. Should have proved that to the devil too when it came to your marriage. Like people, they'll throw people away, but they won't throw away bad attitudes. They won't throw away backbiting. They won't throw away unforgiveness. They won't throw none of that stuff away. We'll get rid of people.
Wow.
It's easy for us to get rid of a person than adjust our attitudes because we don't want to grow up. Yeah. Really, spiritually, we don't want to grow up. We don't.
Yeah.
So it's easy for me to blame you and say, well, you're the reason why I act the way I do. Really? Am I really responsible for that? So I made you not speak to me. Like, when you can it's free will and choice.
Yeah.
You could have choose this day you would serve and serve God and spoke to me anyway. That's how you serve God.
Yeah.
By still showing the love and walking in compassion. But we don't. And you got to make a decision. And if anybody out there got something going on with your marriage, take the time to show compassion. Ask yourself what was going on with them. Y'all both two people trying to blend to become one. So, and if you don't believe that you are one, guess what? You're not going to be.
That's right.
So you're going to have to make a decision. It's a choice thing. God is not going to make you do nothing. That was one of our another problem. She was like, God going to fix our marriage. I was like, no, the God and us going to fix our marriage. God ain't going to come out the heavens and sit between the both of us and have a conversation. No, he is God and us. We don't have to work this out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to be in your shoes and you have to be in mine for this to work. But it just didn't work out that way. It just didn't. And it was sad. And as a Christian man, I was like, dang. You know, it's hard. Because you be like, oh, dang, I did this again? Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, I messed up again? Like, it was kicking my behind because as a man, we don't want to fail. That ain't in our nature to want to mess up. That's not in. Real good men don't purposely just destroy their marriage. Like, who does that?
Yeah.
So we just, out of ignorance or wrong believing and wrong teaching, don't know.
Yeah.
Wrong influences, whether it was our families, church, being around people that we grew up with, wrong influences can matter. Wrong information produces wrong believing.
I remember you keep saying that, bro.
I keep telling people because people need to know. Stop getting your information from your girlfriend that don't got a man and you're still hooked up with these people that's still single and all that. No, can't do that. They have no clue. If they ain't in it, they don't know.
Yeah.
Wrong information will always produce wrong action and decision making all the time. I'll tell anybody that. Why you think these kids carrying these guns, man? Come on.
So I'm sorry. Okay, you said Mary has a comment. Okay. 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 So Sister Mary's comment is that marriage is something that a lot of parents don't prepare their children for. Most haven't even achieved a successful marriage themselves.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Wrong still, like she's saying, she's really saying not even being taught is wrong information. If you ain't getting no information at all, still wrong information.
Yeah.
Then you had to lead to an assumption.
Yeah.
This is how this works. Or you got to watch TV, or you got to watch Love and Hip Hop, or something silly to get information about relationships in some type of way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Wrong teaching will always produce wrong believing when it comes down to a relationship. It wasn't meant for me to get in a relationship and look for something perfect. It was the very thing I was supposed to get in it, and those certain things were going to bring certain things out of me, and certain things about me was going to bring something out of her, and then we were going to work on each other and be compassionate, say, okay, I understand where you're at right here. All right, let me see if I can help you with this here. And then she look at me and say, you know what, I understand why you the way you are. And then we working something now. We doing something. We've been tested. and try, and we being used for God's glory.
Boom.
And you know what I'm saying? It's a different focus now. It's a different belief now.
Yeah, that's it.
Victory. We got victory all day.
That's how you win, bro.
That's how you win.
Yeah.
But we drop the ball because we not honest. We lie. We lie just to save face, or we want people to look at us and it's like we don't have no problems. That's a lie. It's better to be open about it. Yeah. Let it out and be honest. Like, no, we really got some issues. We got to work on this though.
Yeah. I was talking to one of my sisters this week. And one thing she said, that it was this week or last week, one thing she said that stuck with me is that, and she just celebrated 10 years, her and her husband. Mm-hmm. They doing good. They down in Houston, Texas.
Oh, that's what's up.
And she said that one thing she realized is what her weaknesses were, what his strengths were, and what his weaknesses were, and her strengths.
That means she had an understanding.
Yeah.
She sat in the midst of his understanding, and she wanted to understand. So there's a difference when you with somebody want to understand you. There's a difference when somebody is only, this what the self-centeredness only makes you focus on what you're not getting from the other person, not what you should be doing for that person.
Wow.
So you miss the mark.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because God gave his son up for us. It was about what we could do for us. It wasn't about what he could get us to do for him. It wasn't never ever about that.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm not talking to Christian folks. I'm not talking to nobody who's running the street. I mean, not living for Christ. I ain't gonna say running the street because you got Christians run the street. But I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about Christian folks that has allowed in the last days, allow their hearts to be hardened. And it's sad to me.
Yeah.
It's real sad.
And the children are affected by that.
Yeah, because they think that's how it is. If something, we don't even teach our kids to work. Like our parents, like I used to hear certain information, man, that, you know, they be, you know, my wife was like, man, there's certain things I wouldn't have put up back then with this, you know, my grandfather cheating and all that stuff. They had a different thought process, and they probably was more forgiving. Ain't it funny how they had less, but they were more forgiving? We had more, and we just... Wow. Like they ain't had the cell phones and all that, and cable TV and VCRs and these. We got fancy cars, dress good, eat anywhere we want to eat.
Yeah.
Then people had about 10, 11 kids.
Yeah.
And fed them on $3 or less.
Mm-hmm.
And their family stayed together.
Walk to work.
And now these mother scooters got everything, and they just throw people away like they just garbage now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the problem I'm having. That I see the attack. So I don't want nobody to be divided. I don't want you to, if I burnt my hands on this stove, I love you. I don't want you to burn your hands on this here.
That's right.
You shouldn't have had to go through this. I'm telling you, it can work. It can work. You can rebuild and make it better. Have your testimony and do it for God's glory. Don't do it so you can be seen. If you're doing it there, it's wrong.
Yeah. Indeed.
Just do it because it glorifies God and make your marriage work. Don't stop throwing people away. We do it too loosely.
So what would you say to the brother and sister, right? I'm thinking about Paul's writing about it's better to be married than to burn with passion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you say to the brother and sister that, look, they love each other, you know, they're in that dating phase, so they're in the very beginning, and they're getting ready to
tie a knot.
They're in that season where, look, we get ready to fornicate because passion is burning.
Which it is. It's natural. God knew.
So we would just rather get married and do it the right way.
They says the right way. The right way is if you ain't got compassion for that other person, you don't need to get married. If you can't walk in love and walk in that other person's shoes, understand it hurts, understand the dysfunction that may have came in that family. I wouldn't suggest a woman stay in a physical abusive relationship, but it'd be some words that may be exchanged. Those words exchanged can be words of love and, you know, affirmation and elevation and lifting up, and that stuff can change.
Yeah.
The physical abuse thing is okay. I understand you might have watched or seen your father or your mother fight. We're not going to do this. And then there's consequences. It's called, you know, police, 911. And then after that, you can actually say, okay, you can still work your marriage out. You go get some help. You move out the house. We still go out and date. People don't have to show enough compassion to be in the trenches with nobody, helping through stuff. Because I've heard some stories where people, I mean, think about the prophet that married the hooker.
Yeah. Jose.
Man, he had to go back and get that chick how many times? A couple times. But we don't have that. We don't really operate in the spirit of Christ. We ain't willing to go back and get nobody. We're like, nah, she out there hooking. She gonna stay out there hooking. I ain't messing with that, man. I ain't know what kind of dude I got. I got my rep to look up to, dog.
Yeah.
Ego.
Yeah.
We care about what everybody else thinking. We just don't work on it. And we don't keep loving people enough to get in it and stay in it. We don't. We care too much about us. We get married. I'm doing this for me. That's why you get married. Nah. If you get married, it's a ministry. You getting in to serve.
That's right. Minister means servant. That's right.
So if you're getting in the marriage, you're getting in it to serve. You're not getting it to be, give me a gold. This is a gold, gold, one of them credit cards. That's a gold card. And get married. Marriage is my gold card. I can get her to do anything I want, or I can get him to do everything I want. Right. That's some foolishness.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I'm going in bearing gifts to the spirit of Christ that's in her, and hopefully she look at me the same way.
Yeah. That's powerful. That's powerful. Yeah, man. In fact, I was talking to my brother. I still call him my brother-in-law. Thank you, because I was getting static. I was talking to my brother-in-law last night, and he had mentioned to me that he had seen divorce papers in the back seat, and him and his wife have been separated for some time, and they're trying to learn to live apart, and for there to be peace. Devil. Yeah,
it's a trick, because the bottom line is God said don't only be separated for a time of fasting and praying that you be tempted. So it's easy if I'm away from you. It's easy for me to walk away.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was easy for me to get a divorce once I moved out. It was like, okay.
Yeah.
Because you don't have that, and people don't know how to try to work things out. If you work things out, you can set in my shoes, I set in your shoes. We go get some counseling. We do some dating. We start spending time together. Because we literally was living in the same house. We really didn't get no time. She had these goals that was just like, man, I got to get this. And I was being compassionate, and I was taking the pictures when she graduated, literally. Like, she graduated about 3 times. Every time I was trying to support, because I'm thinking that's what I would want if it was me. Like, compassion to let you be in other people's shoes. Like, if I was graduating out of college, hey, I would want my wife to take some pictures of me, you know? It just didn't happen that way, man. It just didn't. And I'm just, I'm gonna say it, man. I'm rooting for people to be restored.
Yeah, let's pause on that. We're going to go to a break. We'll be right back. We're going to get the last portions of the segment. We're going to close out. Stay tuned. This is the Conflict Resolution Show. Yeah, Brother Andre, I was getting stuck.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange radio show.
Any trouble, because I get into any trouble, but I had a problem that this then became a discussion at that workplace environment. Now, the discussion was I should have been more sensitive. In what way was my first response? And I guess when I had to meet with that said person who had the issue with the person who was said leader of that organization, I said, well, to that person, how would I have known that? Well, you should have asked.
I think so. You want my opinion?
It was a circle, and I was willing to go on that merry-go-round.
You are better than most.
Yeah.
I think that's normal when you're in a group and there's norming. Most of the time when you're in new work environments or you're in a space where you're getting to know people, it's normal now to ask for people's preferred pronouns. You wouldn't have known that.
Normal to who? What is normal?
Well, you work in social... You work in social innovation and
my pronouns, so it's not normal to me.
You don't, but I think because I feel like the person was probably offended because they felt like you were not honoring whoever they are, right? But you wouldn't have known that.
Still to this moment, I don't know what their pronouns are. So in that
they didn't offer
circle, we still don't know. So I'll go as far as saying I perceived it to be a she.
Perceive them to be a she.
Them.
Yeah.
Her, him, they, them.
It seems like they, them would be the easiest one on this one.
Join us every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. for the Artist Exchange radio show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, good people. Again, this is the Conflict Resolution Show. We're going to jump right back into this conversation because we're going to close out pretty soon.
Okay.
So... we were talking about, my brother-in-law, and you were saying it's good that he
still won it.
He still won it.
He got a heart of compassion.
Yeah, compassion.
That's love.
Yeah,
that's what love look like. Because it's like it doesn't matter what they hurt is that you still want to serve and love them.
Yeah,
it's no other greater. He said, if you don't have love, you don't prosper. Like people missing it. If you don't have compassion, understanding, and love, you don't advance to the kingdom.
Yeah.
Without it, you don't advance. Like people really think they're going to advance. Well, God know my heart. Yeah, He know it. That's why you ain't going to advance, because the moment it was an opportunity to forgive, you didn't.
Yeah, and the truth is, Jeremiah talks about how the heart is deceitful.
Yeah, it is.
Desperately wicked. He said we don't even understand our own self sometimes.
You don't.
Wow.
You don't. If you take time though, it's just, if a man judges himself, he shall not be judged. Do you take time to talk to God about you?
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's so easy for me. I'm not perfect. That's why it's so easy for me to forgive other people.
Yeah.
I'm in your shoes. Nah, you know what? I understand that. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I'm cool with it. I'm all right. It ain't like the devil don't pull on you, because the devil will bring a reel that he will reflect in your head 100 times over what somebody said, what somebody did. Because he accuser of the brethren.
Yeah.
So you don't think the Christ, he going to the Christ in you and telling you the same thing like he telling the Father in heaven? Y'all, we all fitly, we fitly joined together. The Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, we all are one.
Yeah.
So therefore, if he's going to God, you don't think he's going to come to you and then tell you what your mate did that was wrong, that hurt your feelings 100 times?
Accuser of the brother.
And he come right to you just like he come. We hold his spirit.
Yeah.
So it's all about division, because he's like a seeking who he can devour. If we don't want to get devoured.
No.
We don't want to take the bad and make good. It's just like, that's ridiculous. Like, you got to understand, man, I'm taking the bitter with the sweet when I say I love somebody.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if I say I've already know I forgive you. I've already forgiven you 100 times. I don't know what you're going to do, but I've already forgiven you. And when it happens, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's right. I understand, bro. I'm in your shoes. I've been there. I did the same stuff to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm already there. So I ain't got to never ever be with somebody and not already be in their shoes and understand where they coming from.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said, be quick to forgive. It's in the Bible. Quick.
Yeah.
We don't. We marinate in it. And the devil be like, remember they did this? And he be taking that reel and reeling and reeling and reeling. And he'll have us remember it so much that we can't even get over it. Turn to bitterness. Bitterness comes from unforgiveness. Then it turns into sin. That's what it says.
Yeah, bitterness is tough, man. Bitterness is tough.
So then that's when divorce come in.
Yeah.
We went to divorce court. She didn't even look at me. She looked straight ahead. She didn't even look at me.
Wow.
And I was cool. I hit it with the text that, I was called a hummingbird. I said, hummingbird, I hope I didn't do anything, because I really didn't mean. And I was serious.
Yeah.
She said, all right, we good. What that showed me was she didn't even think about what she did. She didn't say, oh, yeah, I apologize for the same part that I played.
Yeah.
And so then I ain't mad because you didn't recognize your part. I came to a place of understanding. Wow, you didn't even judge yourself. You don't think you did anything wrong. Yeah. So then I was like, okay, I understand where you at.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it takes humility to apologize.
That was the first thing I did when I got in the car after leaving the court. Like literally just say, look, whatever I did that really hurt you, I really didn't mean it, because I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, we don't forgive. This is another thing. Like, we don't forgive people for their ignorance or not knowing when they're doing something wrong. God said, forgive them, they know not what they do. So we don't take time to forgive them because their knowledge and understanding they don't have. Yeah. That this is wrong.
And the truth of the matter is, when you are a husband, you're still learning how to be a husband while you're a husband.
While you're in it.
Yeah.
So then you have to forgive you for your lack of ignorance. And they don't. Why?
Yeah.
My question is why?
Yeah. So we gonna wrap the show up in 2 minutes. Talk to your sister for a minute who is involved in a marriage. And then I want you to talk to your sister who is divorced. And the same question holds. Talking about when the I do becomes I don't. So speak to your sister who is married. In brief. Give her a brief, because we gotta talk about the resolution. So what is the resolution?
I don't is when you haven't made a decision to look at your husband the same way God looks at him, or give him the same compassion that God is giving you. And vice versa. When a couple don't take time to look at each other in that type of way, it's bound to be a I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to go that way no matter how you look at it, until you understand compassion and love go hand in hand. That means being in there, understanding why the person is hurt, why they went through what they went through, did they get abused, did they get sexually abused, the whole 9 yards. Until you can tap into all of that and understand hurt. People just don't react and do stuff out of, whether it be alcoholism, drug, whatever.
Yeah.
People are not just doing stuff, and we have to stop treating them as if they just they know what they're doing.
Because they really don't.
Because they don't.
Now speak to your sister who just came out of a marriage that's divorced now.
Man, and thank God for grace and mercy, because God forgives us for our lack of ignorance, of not taking the time to understand somebody. And from now on, just make a decision to make try to have an understanding. Just have an understanding about the other individuals and be in their shoes. And I ain't just talking to my sisters, I'm talking to my brothers too.
Yeah.
She could have dysfunction going on or anything because of something that happened when she was a kid. You have to have compassion, a lack of a father not being there or whatever. We all label it abandonment issues. I did it.
Yeah.
Abandonment issues, borderline personality disorder, but it's a spiritual thing going on.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Yeah, that's right.
So why are we not using our spiritual discernment instead of using all these doctor terms that they keep reinventing about people?
Yeah.
I don't want to do it no more. It's a spiritual battle that I see that's going on that we're not taking the responsibility to fight. And part of it is having a heart of compassion. Jesus had a heart of compassion. When he saw they were hungry, he fed them. He had a heart of compassion. When he saw they sick, he healed them. So we have a problem with compassion. Understanding compassion and being in other people's shoes. That's what I got to say. That's it.
Brother Robert, thank you for coming, man.
Man, no problem.
This can't be the last time, brother. We got to have a part 2, Jack. So thank you for joining us today. This is the Conflict Resolution Show. We'll be back next week. I hope you enjoy your week, and I pray that you take something away from this conversation. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.
Happy New Year. That was good, man.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty.
Here's how it works.
Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right?
Radio Loyalty.
Click that banner to join now.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd
on.
you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend,